us at the other church today too.
You what?
We sing "I'm Gonna Sing" when the Spirit says sing.
Oh,
They had-
at your
the
other church.
Yeah,
Okay.
the Methodist
And
church.
now, that's such a good song.
It is something simple, but it gets you
Yes.
there.
So we are live here today at Unity of Pomona, or Pomona Valley as we now like to be known. And we welcome those who are here. Connie, hi.
Yes, hi.
I'm so glad you are here because you
Yeah.
are our
We're
speaker.
expecting her.
I am very sorry, there was a lot of traffic in
Oh,
out
no.
there.
And then I slowed her down a little
There
bit.
you go.
Did you need to put the flowers somewhere?
Yes.
Come on, bring them
I
on
would
up.
love to do that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that.
Is that okay?
I don't think people can see the screen, so.
Oh, it doesn't.
You can put 'em-
Oh, unless
No,
It doesn't interfere?
It doesn't block
Or
mine.
it does?
Oh, I think it would.
Okay, we'll put it on.
There, let's put it here. Well, put it right there is where, see, no, I
Oh,
can't.
no, the screen.
Yeah, it just goes right there. That's where they put their flowers.
Oh, okay.
Perfect, they're beautiful. Thank you. Beautiful flowers. Okay. So today is February 8th, and we are exploring another one of Unity's 12 powers, which is the power of order, or divine order, or as Charles Fillmore calls it, spiritual law and order, which is kind of an interesting perspective, and I'll get into a little bit of that. And for us to understand that, even though things don't go the way we think they should or the way we want them to go, and how many times a day is that? Yeah,
My
often.
vision is all disoriented and things just do not go the way I want them to go.
Okay, but to
But they
trust,
will be, you'll love it once they're.
they will. There is a divine timing, and timing has to do with order as well. We don't get to choose when, but we get to choose what. And so if we just trust the timing, and we get, one of the things we get to do in these bodies is learn patience, right?
Yeah, you learn patience.
You do learn patience. And you also, when you have things like having surgery and then having it not be quite what you thought it would be immediately, you get to learn maybe some of what other people may be experiencing all the time.
Well, my vision is changing.
Yes, vision is
It's not
changing.
the same and it's going to continue to change.
It will.
And it disorients me.
So I would just recommend you trust the process, Ruth. And it will get to a stable point, I believe. And you will be very pleased when that happens. But in the meantime, we get to know and have faith that there is a divine order, that there is a gift in what we are getting that we didn't necessarily want, right? There's a gift in the problem or the challenge, and hold to that. Today, my plan was to take in 2 new members, and both of them connected with me and said, oh, one said, I'm sick, I can't come, and one said, I have a board meeting, I can just come in for a few minutes. So it's like, okay, can I trust divine order is unfolding? I asked them if they could do it next week. They said, good. So you'll see more about that. But that's what we're talking about today. And it's a big subject. And Connie Diaz is here, and she is going to explain how that works in her life, how she works with divine order. And I'm excited to hear you, Connie. I'm so glad you agreed to be here and share with us, as I know you are so open to spirit. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? Being open. So, as I usually say, oh, this is not, there. Yeah, so it's Black History Month. Let us celebrate with a spiritual as we sing, I'm gonna. Do what the Spirit says do. I'm gonna do what the Spirit says do. I'm gonna do what the Spirit says do. And obey the Spirit of the Lord. I'm gonna pray when the Spirit says pray. I'm gonna pray when the Spirit says pray. I'm gonna pray when the Spirit says pray. And obey the Spirit of the Lord. I'm gonna work when the Spirit says work. I'm gonna work when the Spirit says work. I'm gonna work when the Spirit says work. And obey the Spirit of the Lord. I'm gonna sing when the Spirit says sing. I'm gonna sing when the Spirit says sing. I'm gonna sing when the Spirit says sing. And obey the Spirit of the Lord. I'm gonna give when the Spirit says give. I'm gonna give when the Spirit says give. I'm gonna give when the Spirit says give. And obey the Spirit of the Lord. Thank you, Julie. Okay, Julie has the Spirit.
I always get the Spirit.
She's got it.
Nothing else.
Let us pray. I invite you to let my words be your words. Today I am aware of the ever-changing world and my ever-changing life. I use my mind, my thoughts, and my actions to create the life I desire. The life I desire from the inside out. The world I hunger for. I create order in my life according to my inner wisdom, my inner guidance. However, when things do not seem to be in order or go as I expect or want, I pause. I look for the blessing in what is unfolding. And as I find blessings or potential blessings in the challenges, I also discover divine order beyond my knowledge and understanding. I begin to awaken to the divine flow of life and the order that is there for me and for the world when I can see it and receive the gifts. I learn to move through life trusting that divine order is unfolding within me and around me. I begin to see and trust that divine order is flowing in and around those that I love and hold in the love and light of prayer. I also trust that divine order is flowing in and throughout all people, all situations in this world. Let us just take a moment and hold that vision that God and good and spiritual law and order are indeed unfolding in ways unknown to us. And so it is. Amen. Let us sing the Lord's Prayer. I'd like to get through our announcements fairly quickly so we can get into our lesson. Thanks to all who brought food for us to share today. And we have a new sign-up book in the office, and anybody can sign up, or you can just bring food. So thank you for that. Our meditation and prayer is now at 4:30 to 5:30 on Wednesday afternoons. So anybody is welcome to join the Zoom call. Just take a picture of this and you've got the information you need. We have started our new Unity book study last week, and I'm so excited about it. Arthur, I know you were interested. I don't know, you weren't with us, and are you still interested, or?
I am, but I'm probably going to be busy.
You're going to be busy. Okay, well, people are busy, and I know that, but it's not too late for people to join if you want to. It's really going to be a lot of interfaith. So it's very exciting because we have people that have gone to India a lot. We have people that have studied Buddhism. We have people that have done process theology at Claremont School of Theology. We have Jewish scholars, or Jewish, maybe even Rabbi Zev will join. We don't know. We'll see. So there's some, it's just we all have our own wisdom, and we're going to be sharing that wisdom along with the wisdom of the book and the Bible. So the books are available. Compassionate Pomona meets the next time on February 19th. Again, that is on a different Zoom link, but I run those meetings, and you're all welcome. Almitra Henderson, another Baha'i friend, is having Soul Connection on, she wants it on the third Sunday of each month, and so that's next Sunday, the 15th, at 5 o'clock from 5 to 6:30, and it will be here for an hour and then in our room where we can have more informal. And anybody can bring anything, a poem, a song, a reading, a meditation, a quote, a thought to share. So it's a very, very cozy, nice thing. On Tuesday, the 17th, the Upland Interfaith Council has their conversations about God, and this month, Sohaila Azizi, another Baha'i friend, is going to be presenting about the Baha'i faith. So anybody is welcome, and those are really fun. And then the next day, on Wednesday, the 18th, there is going to be here in this chapel another Opening Hearts, Sharing, and Prayer Circle. There's so much happening day to day on TV, in the world. There's wars, there's all kinds of things, and that it can be very upsetting to people. And so it's an opportunity to come and share what's on our hearts and feel heard and hear other people as well. So, and again, anybody is welcome to come, and usually it's Mary Ann and Tracy from the Religious Science Church that lead that. Again, we continue to collect warm clothing. Probably this is the last month we'll do that. We haven't had much of a winter, have we?
No, we're having
It's
summer.
like we're having summer in the winter. So I don't know what the summer's going to be
The
like.
rest of the country's having the winter.
Oh, they are having a horrible winter. Maybe we should send our warm clothes to them. And so we're continuing. Ruth is continuing, and I don't know if you need help carrying anything out or if there's anything in your basket of food.
Last week there was nothing. I bought some beans and rice,
Okay.
but not enough to fill the basket. I have to check and see if there's anything back there.
Yeah, I forget to bring, but I do every now and then, and I think all of us can just remember that there are people that continue to need food and hygiene products for the school. And this week, this month, is still a part of our 12-week series centered on the 12 powers that Unity teaches about. I got a text this morning from my friend Rahana. She has the flu that I had a couple of weeks ago, and so she is unable to come and speak next week. However, I called my old friend Roxana Ahmed, who has been a part of what was Ahmed Sobo's mosque in Chino, the Chino Mosque. And she is going to come and speak next week. So she has done many, many things with our congregation. She's just a sweetheart. She's a businesswoman, and she wanted me to be sure to say that she's not a scholar, but she has been on the board of mosques for a number of years, and she is definitely, she's going to talk about Ramadan, which is coming up, and the power of elimination to purify ourselves. And it's a lesson that we can all learn from, and hopefully we will. And then Dr. Roberta Perlman will be here the next week. So let us know that all of our gifts come from the one, and let us say our affirmation together as Liz passes our basket. Thank you, Liz, for your presence. And we are going to need somebody to pass the basket next week. So if somebody will tell Jackie or I that you're willing to do that, that would be helpful. Together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all I am, all I give, all I do, and all that I receive. And so it is. Jackie, will you come forward and will you read today's daily word, your favorite thing? Oh, it's not, is it close enough?
Yeah. I have a long reach.
You have a long reach. Good. I'll move it over.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Don't you think it is a beautiful morning? We're so blessed. The word for today is determination. My determination takes me far. Together. My determination
Takes me far.
In every person's life, there will be times of ease and times of struggle. In the tougher times, it's natural to feel discouraged and tempted to give up on plans and dreams. When discouragement sets in, I remember I am fully human and fully divine, a spiritual being endowed with many divine gifts. I fortify myself by invoking my innate qualities of strength and power. They give me the determination to keep going, to stay the course. I can use my body and mind to accomplish what I set out to do, but I also know there is more to me than that. The attributes of God are mine to use. I believe in myself and move forward with determination. And from 1 Thessalonians 2:8, so deeply do we care for you that we are determined to share with you not only the gospel of God, but also our own selves, because you have become very dear to us.
Thank you, Jackie. So the plan was to welcome our two new members to Unity, and that is Linda Lowry, who has long served us and as our bookkeeper and on the board, and Dr. Ruella, who has also long served us, and they have both agreed or asked to join officially. And Linda is not well, and Drac has a board meeting
Do you
across
want
the...
to announce Drex's new position?
Oh,
Or
yes.
should we wait till he's
So
here?
at our board meeting last week, we voted to hire him as an assistant to me. So he'll continue to do, usually he does one talk a month and music once a month, but whatever else I need him to do, I need help for. And I do need help, so the job of a minister is sometimes overwhelming. So I'm very delighted. Is that all I need to say, Jackie, or is there
Yeah, I think that's good.
anything else? So you can welcome him in that way.
That's such a happy picture of Linda.
Isn't that a great picture? Yeah.
You have to send out prayers for healing to her.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, she has vertigo today.
Oh, she does.
And I was with her yesterday and last night at her bunco at the bunco game that the, what do you call them? Kiwanis put on.
Oh,
Kiwanis fundraiser. So, we're going to sing now, and this is in the hymnal. And again, Julie put these slides together for us years ago. You remember them, Julie?
Some of them come back to me, yeah.
Some of them. This one is fluid, very fluid. Do you get that sense of flow? That sense of fluidity? If we could only just flow with life, how beautiful would that be? And so, we are talking about aligning ourselves and flowing with divine order. And we are going to have Connie Diaz up here in a few minutes to talk about that. I found a couple of cartoons around divine order. This is a man looking at a Bible, and he says, it says God created heaven and earth and then there was light. Why didn't he do it the other way around when he could see what he was doing? You know, when we read the Bible, we very often ask, why was it done this way? And when we look at our own lives, we say, oh, why did I do it that way? And so life is a bit of a mystery. The second one is also another take on divine order. So the hunter ends up at the pearly gates, and there is an angel deer there. And the angel says, it's a matter of semantics. What you call a hunting accident, we call karma. And so there is that whole aspect of karma that Nancy and I often talk about, hi Nancy, when we are talking about divine order, because one way or another, we are going to learn the lessons that we need to learn, right? And so it's hard to know quite how we're going to learn them or quite what those lessons are going to be. This is a part of our 12 power series, and Unity teaches that there are specific places where these powers reside within us, and some of them are associated with glands, which is to me very interesting. And as we focus on each power, we can understand that there are steps to developing each one, and the more we develop them, the more connected we are to the one, to God. The bigger channel, I like St. Francis, make me a channel of your peace. The bigger channel, the more the flow can come in and through us, and even as us. And so that is the ultimate, to just be a part of God's flow. Today is spiritual order. divine order, spiritual law and order. I was kind of shocked when I saw that. It had been a while since I worked with Fillmore's book. But order is called the intelligence of the universe expressing through each of us. And that's what we want. We want, right, to be wise. We want to express that wisdom. The disciple is James, the son of Alphaeus, who represents the harmony and balance available through centering our awareness. And you can see where it is. It's in our solar plexus, the place that it resides in our body. And it's very near our wisdom center. So the corresponding color is deep green. Some say it's olive green. Some say it's dark green. But that's some about this. There are some scriptures I found on divine order. We're studying Genesis now, the creation stories in our Thursday night class. And in that, in Genesis 1:1, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And the chapter goes on until at the end, God saw all that he had made, and it was very good. There was an order there, and creation is good. And then from Colossians, for in him all things were created, things in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or powers or rulers or authorities, all things have been created through him and for him. So that we're so interconnected with the divine, with spirit. Spirit moves in and through us with each breath we take. So as I was looking at this 12 Powers chapter, there was a lot of Bible quotes around Jesus saying, woe to the Pharisees and all of them that exalt themselves. And it was like, ye who exalt yourself will be humble, and you who are humble will be exalted. And so there is an order in that, right? There is, and we kind of like to be exalted, but we kind of don't like to be humbled. Because what part of us doesn't like to be humbled? Ego, yeah. So we get to spiritualize our ego, as our Sufi friends say. And that's a part of this work. There is also some quotes that I found interesting. Man can never exercise dominion until he knows who and what he is. Knowing brings forth that knowledge into the external by exercising it in divine order. The divine order is mind, idea, expression, or manifestation. And so that's the order that how we work from the inside out, right? And that's living the correct way. He also says, no man-made law is strong enough or true enough or exact enough to be a permanent guide for anyone, including laws that churches or religious institutions make up. So I thought that was very interesting, because as Myrtle Fillmore always says, you go inside to your own connection with the divine, and that's where you get your marching orders.
And what did Charles say?
What did Charles say?
He went to headquarters.
He went to headquarters. He went to headquarters. And then there is a quote, there is a law of spiritual and mental growth constantly at work in the mind, a law that is raising man from sense consciousness to spiritual consciousness. And that's from the outer consciousness to the inner consciousness, where we can connect with spirit easier. And to know that that is happening, no matter what's going on in our life, we are unfolding, right? Spiritually. So there are these steps that have been put, and I love this. The step number 1 to develop spiritual order is orientation. By learning God's laws, you establish new patterns of thought, attitudes, and a new outlook on life. And see which of these you kind of connect with. Consent, number 2. Mental and emotional acceptance of a spiritual world based on law. Can we see this world not just as three-dimensional, but as spiritual, that spirit resides within everything, within this pulpit, within this computer, that everything is, God is there, then we move up into cooperation. When we realize it's there, emotionally and mentally, then we can cooperate. And we can apply the principles that we have accepted mentally and emotionally and put them into work as a part of our experiences. Put them into work and cooperate with these laws as we understand them. And I'm excited to hear Connie's perspective on some of this. Then harmony. As we cooperate with the harmony of divine principle, we establish order in our mind and in our body. And then number 5 is order. Order is based on enlightened cooperation with divine law. And divine guidance brings about right adjustment and harmonious growth. It goes on to say you are progressing under God's direction in a divinely unfolding way, continually bringing forth more and more of your divine potential. You know, we have all these gifts that were put in us when we were in our mother's womb, and those gifts, they come out at different times of our life. And so many of us, well, we're all getting older, right? But many of us are finding that we have gifts that we did not know we had until we were older. Maybe we retired, maybe we went into a second career. How many have found things that you did not have any idea you could do, but now you know? Yeah, okay. Look for them, right? Because it's amazing what you will find. Then freedom. Spirit is working in and through your mind, your body, your affairs, and that frees you to experience fulfillment and the freedom of awakening. When you know that Spirit's working, you don't have to work so hard. You just have to listen and kind of go flow with it. When you're not resisting life, but flowing with it, it's more joyous, right? Yeah, and a whole lot less stressful. And then continuity. There's such a realization of oneness in this place of development that with God's order that you instinctively make right decisions and move forward in a continuous realization of harmony, cooperating naturally with divine law. So we become one with divine law, which is very different than human law. And from Christ enthroned in man, how many of you know who Cora Fillmore was? Do you know that name? You know Myrtle. Jackie, who's Cora?
Well, she was Charles's second wife, wasn't she?
She was his secretary
Only secretary.
and his second wife. And it is said, who knows, how this all works. But Charles was very sought after speaker. And they did move to California, to LA. They lived in the LA area. And, for a man and a woman that were both single after Myrtle died to travel together, that was not okay. So they continued to work together, and they traveled together, and so they married. So that, who knows what that looked like. We never know what anybody else's relationships really look like, do we? So in this book that Cora wrote, she said, Jesus Christ is here now, raising me to his consciousness of divine order. And I realize that the law of God is fulfilled in me. Isn't that beautiful? That is an affirmation that we can all use. So now I invite Connie. Connie is a teacher. She is a spiritual seeker. She is a part of our congregation. She is developing many of her spiritual gifts, and I want her to come and let's welcome her up here to share with us. Thank you so much, Connie.
Thank you, everybody. Okay. I just want to say thank you to Jan Chase and to Unity Church of Pomona for inviting me to speak today. I'm going to start with some fun jokes that cross my path on this topic.
Oh, good.
And this is in honor of Jan, because she does this all the time. The first one is, God, I know you said that all things happen in your timing, but can you just hurry it up? I'm trying to panic here.
That's perfect.
Okay, and the other one is, a man is talking to God. Man, God, how long is 1,000,000 years? God, to me it's about a minute. Man, God, how much is $1,000,000? God, to me it's a penny. Man, God, may I have a penny? God, in a minute. Okay. Divine timing is the concept of a spiritual force greater than yourself guiding your movement through life. I was guided to an article called The Art of Magical Timing. The universe is working in your favor by Niraj Osier. It's written in December 2nd, 2025. And it spoke of trusting that the universe is guiding you down the right path at the right time in your life. Here are some tips that rang true to me because I have intuitively been using them my entire life. And quite often. And they have really, really helped me. When trusting in divine timing, you will feel more patient, more grounded in life. You will feel a knowing that things are going as they could be, and they will materialize. You will operate from the here and now, one of the most spiritual places that you could be in. More tools to help you with this are meditation and affirmations. 2, you will become laser focused. If you put your energy into doing the work required to achieve what you want, your goals may unfold before your eyes. And so for both of these, I decided to talk about the story of my home. And I think I told this story at least once in our fellowship. So my husband and I had been looking to change our home. We looked at about 250 homes.
Oh my gosh.
Before we really my husband got this inkling to go into this area that he drives all over Los Angeles. So he said, I drove into this neighborhood and I think we should look at it. It might be really, really good. And I said, okay, we'll go over there. So we went into the area. It's in Pomona. And it's considered the Phillips Ranch area. Mm-hmm. And so when we drove into the street, it was a cul-de-sac. And I've never lived on a cul-de-sac my entire life. He's moved to lots and lots of different places, but he said this one felt right. When we entered into the neighborhood, I remember looking at all the trees and thinking to myself, oh my goodness, this is heavenly. I mean, there were just so many trees around and I felt so peaceful. So as we drove into the neighborhood, it was a cul-de-sac, we would drive around the cul-de-sac. There was one house for sale on that block. And so I told them, this would be really, really lovely. Let's just keep visiting. So I have a strong belief in numerology. And so we happened to visit 8 times. And we would go on Sundays. The home was for sale by the owner, so there wasn't any real estate agent involved. He had a sign out. And so we eventually would wave to him because he would get to know our car. And then we would wave to him all the time that we would come and visit on a Sunday. And I did have an agent, so I told my agent, I want to make an offer on that house. And it was way beyond what I was going to kind of look for, but I said, I want to stretch it. I don't care. This is the house. I just know it. And so there were 3 people who made off. I was the 3rd person who made an offer to the home. And so everything was in limbo. Okay? Let me make sure I'm talking about everything I want to talk about. So as I waited, my husband and I talked about it, and we, his advice to me was, why don't we just buy flip-flops? And I'm like, we don't have a pool. And he says, but the new house has a pool. I want you to buy flip-flops in every color.
Oh my
And I
God.
said, okay. So I did. And then, and so then, just, to bide my time and to help me with the waiting, he said, we agreed, okay, well, sometimes I do things without telling my husband that I do them, because I really do follow my intuition. And my intuition has, I trust in it, and it's just beautiful. We have a beautiful relationship together. And so I was going to have my license renewed at the time. And they weren't asking me to take a test or anything. They just asked me to sign it away and put my address. Well, I made the decision to put the new address.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
So then on the 9th time that I went to visit the owner, and he waved at me, this time he just didn't wave. He said, so I went up the driveway, and he handed me a letter. And he handed me the letter, and it was my driver's license. And it was right after that I found, this is a true story. It was right after that I found out that I was the one that did get he accepted my offer, and I got the house.
Had you
And-
seen your?
Yeah, he saw
the
my name, he
address?
saw the address, he saw everything.
He saw
And I
it.
told him, I just knew that this was my house when I saw it. I just knew it. And I mean, and this is essentially how I've led my life. I knew that I was going to marry my husband. I mean, I just knew, there are just several things in my life. Everything that's happened has been in divine order. Sometimes it didn't look right. Sometimes it looked like it was going to fail me. But my guides would tell me to keep going. And that there would be another open door, and that other open door would present to me. I've had lots of tears over it, but I just continue to trust. I really, really do. And so,
Wow.
that's one story. Let's see, right here.
That was a good one.
It's one of my favorites.
Oh my God.
So it's the miracle of being the buyer of 3. I was brought to the, okay, so this story brings me to my next tip that was illustrated in my story. You have to let things go. So just me physically letting go of that piece of mail and letting the universe know that is exactly what I want, and this is what I'm going to get, in my perspective. I let it go in the mail, and then it came back, and it came back to me in divine order for me. Set your intent, trust divine timing, set your intent, and then let go. Use your internal GPS and allow the road you travel to get you there. I often follow signs using angel numbers, synchronicities, and even my own intuition. So here's another story that just happened in January of this year. I had to go to I chose to go to the dentist instead of going on vacation. My vacation plans didn't work out, and I said, honey, I need to go to the dentist. There's just something going on. So I was really fearful of the dental procedure I had to go through. I mean, to the point where I knew I had to do this for years, but I just put it off. Well, I met this new dentist, and he was just really super nice and very comforting in his ways of speaking to his patients. He presented me with the price, $1,800. And me being the numerologist that I am, I added the 1 and the 8 together to get a 9, which to me means completion. And so I said, okay, I'm supposed to do this. And this is the time I'm supposed to do it. There was also something on the screen of my x-rays where I looked at the date, and the date was another set of numbers that added up to a number that is always coming to me. So even though I was scared, and I mean, I'm talking about like crying, shaking, not wanting to do it, I made the decision. I said, angels, you have to tell me. You have to tell me now what am I supposed to be doing? And by looking at those numbers, it gave me the confidence to be able to go through the whole thing. Then the next thing that happened is he told his nurse, he says, I would really like you to hold her hand. You know, I want like you to, you know, be there in the room and hold her hand. So this young lady held my hand. And then, well, I was waiting for the anesthesia to do its work. She began tapping on my various points on my face, which I understand that to be, there's it's a part of a healing process. It's called tapping. I know all about it. I practice it myself. And she says, maybe this will help you relax. And she brought me a blanket. She put it on top of me. I mean, it was just perfect. That is my story of heavenly. You know, to have a dentist that would infuse part metaphysical, you know, healing to the traditional. And I absolutely loved it. And it all worked out for the best.
Beautiful.
Okay, so then the last tip, as you cultivate an attitude of gratitude, stop and smell the flowers. The universe will deliver more for you to be thankful for when you show gratitude for your blessings. I say a gratitude prayer when I wake up in the morning and as the last thing I do before sleeping. I give myself time to do this without interruption. This me time gets me into my I am present state. God willing, it truly has created miracles in my life. I want to bless you with a flower today, my gift and remembrance of divine timing. The growth takes God's perfect timing. You are beautiful as this flower, God's perfect creation. And so this is where
Yay, they're so beautiful.
I brought flowers for everyone, and if you can't stay for fellowship, I would love for you to take one and just put it in a flower pot and know that the whole process of growth, just like this flower, is in God's perfect timing. And hopefully if you do go to fellowship, remember to take a flower, okay?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Yay,
Oh, thank you, Jen.
I knew she would have great things for us.
So
Appreciate that.
I'll put on a little tape.
Okay.
Or right here. In case you have to leave early.
Okay, Julie, it is your
Okay.
turn.
All right. In honor of Black History Month, I've been playing all Black composers' music, and of course, one of the most iconic Black American forms is the blues. And this one is it's called Pastel Blue. I have to get mine behind me there.
I'm gonna put this in the back.
And it's by Charles Shavers and Artie Shaw, who was a Jewish American big band leader. And Charlie Shavers was a great trumpet player, and he played with all of the greats. He played with Artie Shaw, he played with Benny Goodman, he played with Tommy Dorsey, he played in the recordings with Billie Holiday and Ella Fitzgerald and Dizzy Gillespie. And it was really a cute little anecdote about him. He was a lifetime smoker, and when he was on his deathbed, Louis Armstrong was dying at the same time, and he wanted his trumpet mouthpiece to be buried with Louis Armstrong. I thought that was kind of a cute little anecdote about him. So this is called Pastel Blue. So sometimes you fight fire with fire. I think this one's kind of a delight, and then we can later, we get the blues, and then later we can delight on them. And I think there's a little tongue in cheek about this blues.